What if I told you that it's possible to write the rough draft of your novel in a week? Sounds crazy? Hear me out. The reason you might want to do this is that having a rough draft in hand will boost your mindset exponentially. This vastly improves your odds of getting your book finished and published. The good news is your first draft is allowed to suck. It's like verbal vomit. So you might as well do it fast. Ready? Let's go. Day 1, think of your general plot and jot down the 5 W's. Who, what, why, where, when. This is going to cover your character, the setting, their motivations, and tension. Jot down what the initial situation is for your main character and how things will shake out for them at the end. You can also jot down the story spine. I have other videos on this, but check this out. Keep in mind that just because you're using this story spine doesn't mean that you have to stay in this order or really stick to it 100%. This is just a guide. You may recognize this story spine from what Pixar and Disney use to write their universal stories that are pretty damn popular. Keep in mind that lots of these details may change in draft 2, but that's normal. Now write down 20 to 25 things that need to happen between the beginning and the end. These things are your scenes. Write down the 5 W's for each scene. You now have an outline. For the next 6 days, open up the Notes or Pages app in your phone, hit that microphone icon, close your eyes, imagine your scene, and start describing. Feel free to write out of order if you're feeling stuck or unmotivated by a certain scene. Just get all the details down. Pause every few sentences to make sure the transcription's working and hit the microphone again. Keep dictating till you're done with that scene. Dictation can help you to get a minimum of 150 words a minute. You can get your average scene done in a 15-minute writing spree. At the end of each spree or scene, take a 5-minute break to edit for clarity while you still remember what you meant. Keep in mind that if you enable voice data, your phone's going to be learning to understand you better over time. Next, move on to the next scene. At the end of the hour, you could have around 6,000 words. Even if you only set aside 2 hours a day to work like this, by week's end, you will have your rough draft. Now comes the fun part. You get to take your rough draft, clean it up, expand on it, create an outline from it, and then you'll be ready to go on to draft 2. As for time-saving hacks for draft 2, I don't really have those. That's because draft 2 is going to be more about emotional depth and detail. This is where the magic happens. Your messy little rough draft is going to get turned into your masterpiece.